What up, this your man Avant, and you're checking out You Know I Got Soul, because I really do.
Yeah, so Avant, your 7th album, Face the Music's out now. You know, you've been at this over a decade. You know, what was different about your approach to this album than your previous ones?
Well, you know, I wanted to do something different, man. You know, I wanted to approach it, you know, thinking about the great artists of the past, you know, like the Marvin Gayes of the world. You know, those guys that really brought out some great material. And I wanted to say, yo, I'm going to hold myself responsible for giving them some good music this time. Like, you know, and that's what the whole Face the Music came from, you know,
right.
Just really trying to pay homage.
And of course, the first single, You and I with Kiki White, went #1 on Urban AC.
Yeah.
You know, what type of an achievement was that for you at this point?
It was beautiful, you know, because that's really my crowd there. That's my fan base, and they love what I do, you know. From Read Your Mind, they took that and ran with that. It's my age bracket, so they understand me. They understand what music is truly about. And I'm just trying to really like get to the mainstream and let them know as well that, yo, this is what we live for.
Right.
This is what real music is right here. Because sometimes you can be in a club having a good time and everything's cool, but you took your problem to the club, and then when you come back out the club, you got the same problem.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So sometimes your music can be therapeutic, and that's what I try to do. I try to bring that type of music across.
And of course, you had a hand in writing in this album, as you have with all your albums.
Indeed.
So, what in your life influenced you this time around? That's been different.
You know, I'm an older guy. You know what I'm saying? I have a 10-year-old son, and I have a 5-year-old. I mean, not 5-year-old, 5-month-old little daughter. So a lot of that fire and that energy and that passion comes from the kids. You know what I mean? And knowing that I want to set their life on a different pace than what I came out with. You know what I mean? So. A lot of it comes from my kids, man, and the passion that I have for them. And also, you know, I'm one that can write from scenarios or things that I've seen or heard. So I try to take people's relationship and put myself in it, whether it makes me sad or makes me happy. I just want to melt myself in that relationship sometimes and come up with some great music. So that's what I do.
Cool. I've heard you say about this album, it was a mix of the old school sound we're used to from you, but mixing in some of the new school as well. You know, what influenced you in that new school?
Well, you know what, I got respect for the new school artists. You know, I like especially the producers. They have some great producers out right now, and you know, but scenarios never change. You know what I mean? You always can find new things to talk about. Right. You know, and that's what my whole thing was. Like with a song called Best Friend. Ain't nobody talking about having a best friend and not wanting to cross those boundaries. So I felt like that was something that needed to be said. You know, you got a song called Gratitude, and it's just paying homage to just women in general. You know, I wasn't talking about one specific woman. I'm just saying how women could be. And, you know, I just try to take the same old style and try to bring something new to the table, man. We're talking about relationships.
For sure. You know, many artists from your generation have kind of followed trends, you know, to remain relevant. You haven't done that. You've stuck to your path.
Man, can't do that.
Have you ever considered doing that type of thing?
Nah, because, you know, my people want to hear real music. That's what I feel all the time. You know, when I got in the music game, I didn't get in it to be trendy. You know, I haven't wrote a record yet that was just trendy. If you hear a record from Avant, it's going to be real, it's going to be heartfelt. It's going to be either make you want to smile, make you want to cry, make you want to have sex. I mean, you know, I go through the whole situation, but I don't like doing trendy records. I'm not knocking them. I think it's a good thing because everything has to be different and should be, but that's just not my style.
Right. Okay. And, you know, as an independent artist now, you've been a couple albums now. What's the biggest challenge? The
biggest challenge is really to find your fan base when you're an independent artist.
Right.
Because the record companies are so big, they know how to touch everything and everybody. But being an independent artist, you have to, you know, put the money into the right thing.
Right.
Whether it's production, whether it's you know, the people, the fan base. So you have to find it, and you have to minimize all the bull and get straight to the point. And that's what I try to do with this album.
Right. I read you know, in another interview, you said you didn't get into music for the money. You got into it for the chills and for the music. What do you want someone to feel when they listen to an Avant record?
Well, I want them to feel what I felt when I first heard Michael Jackson, when I first heard Luther Vandross. I didn't have no money.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when I heard the song, it said, wow, it made me feel like, damn, you know, a certain vibe.
Right.
And that's what I want people to get from me, because the money's gonna come. But if you gotta put out quality music, you know?
Of course.
And that's all I'm about, you know, quality music.
Definitely. Okay, so anything you'd like to add?
Yo, I love you guys. I want you to support the new album, Face the Music. and continuously look for Avant, because I got a lot of different things I'm about to start popping off. So thank you guys, and much respect always.